Welcome to Leadership Speak, an advanced Toastmasters club for leadership development. We are one of the top 5 clubs globally. I am Angela Brown, and I am the Sergeant of Arms today. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communications and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Leadership Speak is a premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. We are an advanced club focused primarily on leadership development in everything we do. Our timer has virtual hand raised so we can all immediately see who is keeping the time. Our Toastmaster who will lead our meeting today is Claudette Thomas. Our Toastmaster has worked as a social worker for many years, both in front of line and marketing positions. As a self-directed leader, she believes in always leading with cultural intelligence. She is based in Toronto, Canada, but is originally from the Caribbean. She has been a member of Leadership Speak since 2023. Please join me in welcoming our Toastmaster of the day, DTM Claudette Thomas.
Thank you, Angela, for this warm introduction. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to everyone from around the globe to our May 18th meeting of Leadership Speak. Today, we will delve into leading with cultural intelligence. This theme is not only a discussion topic, but an essential aspect of our personal and professional development. Question for you to consider: how and why is cultural intelligence essential? We'll explore what is cultural intelligence, its importance, and how we can develop it. Before we delve into this critical theme today, just take a moment to look to the right and to the left of you on the screen, of course. Is a person or persons you see from your culture? We are all from diverse cultures around the globe. Let us start by understanding cultural intelligence. According to David Livermore, who is a renowned social scientist and author of Leading with Cultural Intelligence, he said, it is the ability to interact and work effectively with individuals from diverse cultures. But why is cultural intelligence critical in our personal and professional lives? It helps us understand and respect different cultural norms and values. It also helps us to collaborate across boundaries, innovate, and engage more deeply and meaningfully as we get to know each other better. Our club, Leadership Speak, it stands as a testament to the importance of cultural intelligence in a global setting. With members from 24 countries, our diversity is one of our strengths. Leading with cultural intelligence is essential, necessary for our club's success and the development of solid relationships. You play a crucial role in developing cultural intelligence within our club by learning about different cultures. But how do we do that? By listening actively to nuances in communication styles and values, seeking feedback on our interactions, being aware of your biases and values and adapting accordingly, connecting with members individually, or even trying different foods from other cultures. These are only a few ways to develop cultural intelligence. Cultural intelligence is not just a task for our leaders here or where you work, but a collective responsibility for us all. I will now leave you with this question to reflect on. How do you interact and work effectively with others from different cultures? Thank you very much. Just a reminder, the agenda has been posted in the chat. As we continue our meeting today, Rosie Rana will raise the toast after I introduce her. Rosie was born in Africa, but because of her skin color, she's often challenged for not being an African. She works and interacts regularly with individuals of multiple ethnicities at work and Toastmasters. According to Rosie, this toast honors the great theme of leading with cultural intelligence. Please join me in welcoming Rosie to raise the toast.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, for the news, I tune into British BBC. When it comes to entertainment, I immerse myself into Bollywood movies. As for my rich indulgences, for breakfast, I enjoy French croissants. For lunch, American burgers. Swiss chocolate for dessert. For dinner, Brahm's favorite biryani. When it comes to languages, Gujarati, Hindi are freely spoken by the family. I switch between English, Kiswahili, and Sheng. If you have never heard of Sheng, suffice it to say, it is a melange of English words, Arabic words, and Kiswahili words. Mixed as it may be, it is quickly being assimilated and incorporated as East Africa's official language. Does all of this sound chaotic? Not at all, because today, as our world gets smaller, as physical boundaries get irrelevant, more and more we become incorporated easily into different cultures. We start doing things that different people do. And today, I say to you that for you to be effective as a leader, you need cultural intelligence. Cultural intelligence is not simply understanding about different cultures. It is relating with different cultures, creating relationships, and achieving your goals together. Here at Leadership Speak, we have members hailing from 24 different countries. Our speeches demonstrate that we have a rich tapestry of cultural diversity. If our speeches are anything to go by, it goes to say that cultural diversity goes beyond flags, beyond borders. It is, as Claudette said, our beliefs, our food, the different things that we do. So today, let us honor, let us celebrate Leadership Speak, because Leadership Speak, just merely by being here, by interacting, by participating, helps us elevate our cultural intelligence skills. Cultural intelligent leaders navigate seamlessly and with ease with one another. We form communities and we grow one another. If greatness in a leader is drawing greatness from each other, then it is thanks to this cultural intelligence that we are able to do this today. So I invite you, let us all raise our glasses and toast to cultural intelligence. To cultural intelligence.
To cultural.
To cultural
To cultural intelligence.
intelligence.
Thank you.
Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rosie, for raising this wonderful toast. As usual, we have an excellent team of role players to help us make this meeting successful. We had Angela, our Sergeant at Arms, Mohammed, who was our greeter, and we have Leah, our Zoom master. I will now call on more members who will briefly explain the role. I know that our timer had some difficulties. Oh, she's back in the room. So, Madam Timer, can you briefly explain your role, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am Jyothi, and your timer for today. I shall time you according to the time as per the agenda, and at the end of each session, I shall post the time in the chat box. Here are the colors that I will use during my job as timer: the green for the minimum time, the yellow according to the agenda, and the red when your time is over. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Jyothi. I will now introduce Rosie Rana again. She's our grammarian, and she will explain her role. Over to you, Rosie.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. As your grammarian, my responsibility is to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to the language usage. I'll take note of improper language as well as any outstanding quotes, words, sayings, or thoughts. For today's meeting, the word of the day is diversity. And diversity is all about the combination of differences that shape our perspectives. I encourage every one of you to use the word of the day, and I will give my grammarian's report at the end of the meeting. Thank you very much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rosie. Our word is diversity. At Leadership Speak, diversity is one of our strengths. We'll now have our educational session. At Leadership Speak, members prepare and practice delivering keynote-style speeches, which are longer, but it's based on the Pathways 5 to 7 minute projects. Today, our Leadership Education Speak is Jyothi Thomas. And yes, we are the dynamic Thomases today. You'll have to connect with us to find out more, whether it's about the relationship or just to find out more about us. I will now call our speech evaluator, Tony Bratschitsch, to share the purpose statement for Jyothi's speech. Tony?
Yep. Good morning, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to evaluate the objectives of Jyothi Thomas's presentation. She's speaking from Motivational Strategies, Level 5, Project Number 8, Prepare to Speak Professionally. Now, in this particular case, Jyothi's challenge, she expressed it, is to handle the technology aspect of her presentation. So please join me in helping Jyothi succeed with this new challenge. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Tony. Cultural intelligence is very close to Jyothi's heart. She has been a senior corporate trainer in the IT sector for over 20 plus years, specializing in language and cross-cultural adaptation. She brings personal learning experiences to align with the theme of the what, the why, and how of leading with cultural intelligence for this century. It is a prerequisite for the globalized world. Jyothi Thomas, no more boundaries, no more boundaries. Jyothi Thomas.
What a wonderful day. Let me quickly ask, audio, video, all okay? Thank you. It's important. Diversity. Let's start from the very beginning. Just look at our monitors. What do we see right here? It's like a bouquet, a beautiful garden with so many different people. Leading with cultural intelligence. The difference between us make us unique. What is cultural difference? Intelligence or the quotient? Very clearly, the capability to effectively work and relate across different cultural contexts, like the word of the day, the diverse people across the globe and here at Leadership. We understand, we adapt to the value, beliefs, behavior, and the norms of the different cultures. Why do we need it? Well, 21st century leaders, self-directed leaders, it is a prerequisite. Absolutely. The world is now interconnected. That being said, a quick throwback. A story. Now get ready. In the early 1980s, I was flying to Canada. My mother-in-law decided she wanted me to bring something from India to make Christmas goodies. She said, pick up rice flour, homemade, hand-pounded rice flour. Yours obediently did that. Arrived at the airport. Immigration. They saw this 1 kilo of white, fine ground powder. They started looking at it, smelling it, called another officer. And I went, take it, it's just rice powder. Little did I know what that could look like. That was early 80s. Fast forward, in the mid-90s, traveling here, I had this lovely officer who turned around and asked me, so what are you carrying with you? I said, 2 boxes of cutlery. He said, so what's that? I said, it's like marzipan. He looked at me and he said, aren't you carrying achar and roti? And I went, what? Things change. It keeps changing. People are changing, learning, understanding. Oh, the way I felt. Not because he asked for it. I just thought he knows the reason behind. And he was trying to be friendly. He might not be my friend. Quickly, let me take you to another incident. India was booming with the back office of every possible IT sector across the globe. Wherever you called, you would get somebody to say, thank you for calling Netgear. My name is Richard, and how may I help you? The Richard will be a Ram back home. Thank you. My name is Michelle, and she would probably be a Madhu. We had pseudonames. We had businesses operating clearly with accent. Fast forward now, diverse understanding, cultural intelligence. People are working in different places. We have now learned to network, so the round world is now segmented. It's flat. We are interconnected. That being said, 100 years ago, when Toastmasters were formed, where were we? How did we meet? We are growing, glowing, connecting. Just look at the screen. What I hear, bang on right there. Is it you? Is it me? Is it us? 24 flags furling, yet to come. As we keep moving along, what is it we need to do? Let me ask you exactly what the Toastmaster of the Day asked you today. Who is this one person who likes the same food that Brahm likes, but he lives in Kenya? He's a hotelier. When was the last time you connected with this person? Who is this person we were all clapping away when he received the award as the legal specialist? Who is this one person who is a TV artist, whose birthday falls on September 8th? Let's start from right here. Gratitude. If we do not connect, we've lost. I am doing this presentation thanks to my connection with Rosie Rana a year ago, who nudged me to say, just go, do it. You don't have to be somebody's friend. You need to be friendly. You need to be there to understand where each one comes from. With that being said, if I know about this person, it's because I connected with Tony. Knowledge improves. He was the Dutch social psychologist and the first who came up with the framework on global perspective. He had this power distance index, which when I looked up online was mind-blowing. How many of us even know? I've been doing this training and facilitating for years. I've never read this. If I did not connect with a wise person, I would have lost on knowledge. It's not over. David Livermore's 4 capabilities. Cultural quotient, the drive, the knowledge, the strategy, the action. The 4 pillars. This session is not about education. It's an awareness. It's being sensitive to every culture across the globe. And we're seeing it right here. Every small thing is what makes it big one day. What is drive? Do you want to know about somebody? In the corporate sector, the drive would be when an executive decides to say, send me to this part of the world, I would like to go and see the place. The knowledge would be, I don't want to go there, but let me read up about it. Maybe one day. Strategy very clearly will be being aware when you're working with a multicultural group. You need to understand cultural intelligence. How do I work with a team that's so mixed and blends so beautifully? Diversity is the key, but intelligence is beyond all. Action. The 3 put together, if I do not get into it to understand, there is no tomorrow. Taste and see. You need to get your knees dirty. The book by David Livermore very much tells everything. Go ahead and read it. Now, 2015, 2017, Toastmasters has been talking about it. How many of us even went through that book? Oh, the lovely world of the hard copy. How many of us love it? Few weeks, months ago, the Toastmaster of the day spoke about it. Little did I realize today we will be discussing this today. It is for us to see how Toastmasters has taken from then to today, connecting, interconnecting, and being one big family. It's important. So let's come quickly to this one point. Why do we hesitate? What is it we are worried about when we talk to somebody? What makes you think, oh my God, no, not me, I'm not going to talk? What stops you from venturing into meeting somebody different? Hesitation? Fear? I don't know about the culture. Is it you need help? Are you way too emotional? What will they say? Key. There's a simple way. Smile. It takes you a mile. How hard is it? Or do you see somebody different and you go with your face? It's important to understand. Ask and you will receive. All that you have to do is just ask somebody. I don't know. So how is this done? Have you ever tried that? I bet you have. I didn't give you much time to write on the chat box, who are these people I asked about in our own club? But I'm sure in your mind it's sticking. Let that keep going. Fellow Toastmasters, it's very easy. When you look at this word cloud, that's what we call it. Technology. I would have been showing you props. I decided cultural intelligence in this organization would be for me to push forward and bring in technology. Go the extra mile. And here I am. Every step is a learning. This slide will very clearly give us at least one point. Why do we shy away? How many of us have we truly taken that one step forward to think intelligently about the varied people, the diversity that we see around us in our club, beyond Toastmasters too? The world is now flat. We are connecting. And what more? Just see what we are doing. My favorite slide, while I was researching. Cultural intelligence, fellow Toastmasters. How did all these people get there? Do you think they just came there without the drive, the thirst for knowledge, or the strategy? All three put together was the action that David Livermore said. CQ or CI, cultural intelligence, is for today's leaders. The globe works on it. Global economy works on it. There's a company in the United States, they have their back office in China, they have the components being produced in another part of the world, they have people from different cultures in different parts of the globe. Go ahead and look at it. We are not talking about one particular country. We're talking about working together unitedly. More moolah, the green bills are raking in. How will it happen? Cultural intelligence. We work with different people. That is key. Key to making sure everybody is equal. We work together in unity. Again, I would like to stress, it's not about just saying he or she or they or them are my friends. Are you showing it? Do you say that you care? You don't have to take people back home. Culturally intelligent leader or an individual is always looking at progressing. Where are we right now? Have you ever done an acid test? Well, I did. I went on and did a test, a quiz, to see where I stand. And I'm smiling. It said I'm high on that. I passed it on to the Toastmaster of the day. For today's work, both of us work together, and I can tell you the joy of learning, connecting, and understanding. It is not one telling the other. Remember, we live in the world that we connect. We can't just sing, heal the world. We are making it a better place. Let us now quickly take a look before I wrap. May I quickly have the timer tell me if I'm going okay?
Yes, 15 minutes now.
Where am I taking you? What do I want from you? Am I asking you to do something? I'm going to request you to look at these things. Let's first take a list of what are our personal biases, cultural biases. It starts at home. I come from a family, and I call it the United Colors of Benetton. Name everything, and I have it right here at home. If I am not culturally intelligent, there will be disaster. Check, make a checklist. Reach out. Ask somebody how they're doing. Don't have to get nosy. Be genuine. Understand something. Let's connect. Why do we need it? Now let's come into Toastmasters. All of us are evaluating. Oh my goodness. I came into Leadership Speak because I wanted to be there in the global arena. I wanted to meet people from the diverse background, different cultures, and yet have the message that would reach everybody. Have you ever thought how beautiful your evaluations will be when you understand where the speaker comes from? Have you ever thought about it? So you just telling them versus asking them why they said what they said. You are going to make sure they stand up, stand strong, and come back as a better speaker. It's important. Clearly, the 4 pillars, the drive, knowledge, strategy, and the action, doesn't just say no boundaries, it says no more boundaries. I give the title, the credit to none other than TMOD. I limited myself with no boundaries or beyond boundaries when I connected, when I reached out, when we discuss. There is so much one gains. Today, I'm 10 times, 20 times smarter, knowledgeable. Yes, I am proud. Not because of myself, because I am around brilliant people. Put yourself right there amongst the learned. You will be zillion times better when we have it right in front of us. Would you give up that opportunity? Won't you reach out? I'm going to leave it to you all to post one question that you've been waiting to ask somebody. Put it on the chat if you wish. Or probably you would like to write to somebody offline and ask them. Maybe at Leadership Speak or beyond. We always say, Toastmasters will take you beyond Toastmaster. Now, that being said, have you ever wondered what Rosie Rana just said? Won't she make an excellent person to be as a panelist? If you want to talk about what is this language you spoke about? How many of us even know knowledge? Pick up your panel group right from this screen. Where is our educational speech going? Is it done with today? Do we take it back? Do we reflect? Every speech should take you 1,000,000 miles. No more boundaries. Fellow Toastmasters, as Brahm always says, cheers to biryani, I would say. Why does he like biryani? Why do I like biryani? Why does somebody else like biryani? And Tony must be wondering, what is this biryani? Let's find out. Let us be self-directed leaders. Take today to the next height. Let's be culturally intelligent. It's not just IQ, EQ, SQ. Almighty is CQCI. Thank you. And over to my lovely Toastmaster of the day, the other Thomas. Find out why we share the same last name. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jyothi, for a compelling and very convincing education session on this important theme of cultural intelligence. Yes, we met a lot over the week or so, but today I even learned more about being culturally intelligent. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. We'll now move on to the next part of our meeting, which consists of 5 speeches. Our first speaker is John Ojeifo. Before inviting John, I will call his speech evaluator, Asif Syed, to share the purpose statement for John's speech.
A very good morning and good afternoon, good evening, dear Toastmasters. Today, John Ojeifo is going to be presenting his speech from the Path Motivational Strategies Level 1. And the purpose of this project is Introduction to Vocal Variety. John will be presenting a project or a speech, and the purpose is to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. And this is going to be evaluated on the vocal variety for his endeavor. Best wishes to you, John Ojeifo.
Thank you very much, Asif. John crafted his speech to practice using vocal variety and facial expression to enhance his communication. The speech is based on his songs and discussions with his mother about the importance of keeping a positive mindset and attitude and making life delightful, irrespective of time, circumstance, or difficulties. John Ojeifo, making life delightful. Making life delightful. John Ojeifo.
Row, row, row your boat down, heavily down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat down, heavily down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Hello, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and visitors. When last did you hear or sing that wonderful, popular nursery rhyme? And what does it mean to you? Personally, these songs holds a special meaning in my heart as it brings my childhood memories. I remember sitting in a circle with my diverse friends at preschool, holding hands and rowing an imaginary boat. We would laugh and sing merrily, feeling the sense of unity and friendship. The songs provided us with a safe and joyful space in our hearts to explore our imaginary and build lasting memories. It also reminds me of my mother's when she used the lyrics to teach me and explain the importance of positive attitude in life. Here is the story. You see, when I was in high school, I used to work on vacation days. I used to work in the local film house. One day, I decided to take home the film projector, those old film projectors that we use and locally, I decided to bring it home to watch a movie. As I set up the projector and I went in to flip the switch, strange, I began to see strange things. First, the film began to just roll. And then I was seeing the characters on the sides. Slowly, I begin to see the movie and the sound slow down. And when it picked up again, it flickers, as if it was about to start. All of a sudden, I hear a loud noise, boom! And every place went dark. What? The projector is dead. What will I do? As I stayed and I was looking around in panic, not knowing what to do, I suddenly noticed my mother standing at the entrance of my room, pathetically looking at me as if to say, "What are you doing?" As I stood frozen in my stance, as a result of noticing her, she suddenly found that she walked slowly towards me, took my hands, and began to beckon me to sing and row our imaginary boat. And she said, "Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream." I said, "What?" She said, "Follow me, my son. Row, row, row your boat." I then joined. As I watched her, my anguish of that disappointment dissipated, and we began to sing along the song this wonderful rhyme. She then went on to explain to me the importance of the positive message of rowing determinedly, the gentleness of the stream, the merriment of it all, and the dreamlessness of life. That it means keep going, staying focused, and having a positive outlook and keeping things in perspective. That the line, "life is but a dream," suggests that life should be cherished and enjoyed, just like the beautiful dream. It encourages us to take each day as it comes, appreciating the present moment and finding happiness in the very simple things or simple activities that we perform. In conclusion, row, row, row your boat nursery rhyme is more than just a song. It reminds us to embrace the journey of life, finding joy in everything and making life delightful. It's a beacon of determination, hope, love, and positivity. May we all strive to roll our boats merrily, merrily, merrily down the stream. Life is to be cherished and enjoyed at all times. Make life delightful for yourselves and every day, for yourselves and everybody, every day of your life. Life is but a dream. Means life is to be cherished. May we all continue to row our lifeboat merrily, merrily, merrily down the stream. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, John, for your captivating story about experiences with your mom. And your singing was wonderful. And you've taught me to enjoy life a bit more. Thank you. Our second speaker is Carine Baptiste. Before inviting Carine, I'll call a speech evaluator, Mrinal Nawara, to share the purpose statement for Carine's speech.
Toastmaster and friends. Toastmaster Carine is going to deliver her team collaboration Path level 3 speech, and she will be presenting a speech on a topic that is new or unfamiliar to club members to practice adapting during the presentation. Adapt to the audience reaction to maintain an engagement. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mrinal. Carine will try to convince our audience. Carine's speech is informative about a topic people do not always understand according to the culture and background. Carine Baptiste, pause for thought. Pause for thought. Carine Baptiste.
Dear members, fellow Toastmaster, a welcome guest. Let's pause and reflect in a positive way to improve our happiness and productivity level at work. I will start with 2 questions, sharing different statistics, and I will finish by path of thought. Can having dogs in the office improve employee morale? If you agree with that, please bark twice. Woof woof. Can having pets improve your happiness level? If you agree, please make the nose of your favorite animal. Thank you. Let me share some figures coming from a research from a company in 2022, Kanti. In France, more than 50% of households own a pet. In United Kingdom, 44%, and in Germany, 43%. As you see, pets are very important in Europe, especially in France. Dogs are the favorite pets from French people. They have been chased more and more. They buy cats. In Europe, our pet dogs, pet cats are very important, especially in a country, in United Kingdom. This country has earned the reputation of being the nation of dog lovers. There are 9 million pet dogs. Each year, since 2099, they organize a special day on 22nd or 21st of June. Several companies encourage and allow their staff to bring the dogs to work. The name of this day is Take Your Dog to Work Day, with making the intention of a workplace as productive, as more relaxed and enjoyable place. This special day, he has own goal: collect money for charities. All animals, cats, dogs, others are very important. Different studies have shown there are diverse benefits, especially in finance, culturally or social aspects. We can notice that bring our dogs or cats at work can enable our staff to make regular exercise, practice exercise. For example, they can walk a dog during the lunch break. Also, people are very communicative. There are more collaboration between colleagues. And also, we can notice some aspects about our health, because we can find they're reducing stress, red heart level, and also cardiovascular health. And I can notice this phenomenon finally expand in other countries, in France, and other countries abroad in Asia, for example, in Japan. Animals have a lot of benefits. Our health, mindsets, and also people can be more productive, and we can see an improvement in terms of our performance. However, there's several issues, such as dog stealing food out of his bins, or dogs barking at motorcycle coursier, and also dogs can have an aggressive behavior between other dogs. But finally, we can notice we have a lot of positive aspects rather than negative. This is a relevant example I read from a study. In United Kingdom, we can gauge an estimation of sick days personal staff. This cost of £36 million, and have regular exercise with your dog can reduce the financial impact on the business. From my side, in my other Toastmaster Club in Paris La Défense, all members are welcome our mascot dog, Fiji, because the dog owner has a small dog who are smiling for all of us. For us, this is a great welcome. To conclude, having a dog at work can have a multitude of positive aspects for the health, mean spirit, and performance. And you, do you want to take your dog or cats in a Toastmaster meeting? Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Carine, for convincing us to pause for thought. And you have convinced me to get a pet. We'll talk about that offline. We'll now have our third speaker, Dinesh Sharma. Before inviting Dinesh, I'll call his speech evaluator, Bram Memon, to share the purpose statement for his speech.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, today Dinesh is speaking from level 5 team collaboration, and he's doing his mandatory speech, which is the speech on lead in any situation. The purpose of the project is for the member to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer or other organization, and you should share some aspects of his experience as a leader with the 360-degree evaluation that he may have gotten from as a feedback from his team members. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Bram. Dinesh Sharma, leading in any situation. Leading in any situation. Dinesh Sharma.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. It's such a pleasure to be back at the Toastmaster meeting after being away from a month. Some of you may know this by my interaction with all of you, that building communities is a passion for me. I intentionally volunteer my time in different organizations, Toastmaster being one of them too. And in order to fulfill my passion, I again intentionally take steps in order to learn and grow. And that's one of the reasons I am currently part of 3 Advanced Toastmasters Club in 3 different districts in 2 different countries. But today's presentation is on strategies to become effective situational leader. 5 parts of the presentations. What is situational leadership as far as I understand it? I'm going to share with you a case study of building 3 different organizations at the same time, which have 3 different mandates. All I am doing this on a volunteer basis at the moment. Most of you know that I run a not-for-profit organization here in Canada called Brilliant Minds Group, where we support the newcomers and international student community. But I'm going to take you forward to the 2 other organizations, volunteer organization for me at the moment, which we are currently building is BMG India and PCC Toronto. PCC stands for Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, a business association, a global business association. I am building the Toronto chapter of that too. And I started that in 2023, and now we are scaling up the operations of both these organizations in 2024. And I'm going to summarize my understanding of the situational leadership. So my understanding of the situational leadership, according to Blanchard and Hershey, the situational leadership means choosing the right leadership styles for the right people. This is the time of the history when leaders look like partners and less like bosses. So, in addition to the Brilliant Minds Group Canada that we are currently building it, as I said, in 2023, I started building 2 other organizations. So 2023 was the year of foundation. We started building Brilliant Minds Group in India. Now, having lived in Canada for the last 25 years' time, yes, I still maintain my interaction with the Indian communities, and I travel to India, but setting up an operation in India is totally different than setting up an operations in Canada. In Canada, there is a lot of emphasis on volunteering, community building, and so on and so forth. But in India, it is a cultural difference. Volunteering is not considered an activity. There's anything and everything that you do, there is a business mindset onto it. What's in it for me? So when you are building an organization on the same values in a different country, okay, you need to understand the theme of the day is cultural understanding, cultural intelligence. So you need to understand, I needed to understand, hey, if I'm building it in India, what do I need to know about the community there, the business community there? So we started partnering with the educational institutions there too, because the overall big picture mandate was still maintaining the same core values of BMG India. BMG Canada, my apologies. But that's not all. At the same time, we started building the Toronto chapter of this global business association, which is called Punjabi Chamber of Commerce. It is based on a 3C model: capacity building, capital building, but more importantly, community building. It's a business association where we bring all the business community together with the intent of supporting each other. Now, here is BMG Canada, which is purely run by a group of volunteers, those who wants to give back to the community. You have BMG India, which is people's mandate or the association mandate is, what's in it for me? Why should I do that? And then you have a PCC, Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, Toronto, or a Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, where it is, yes, we are a business association. We want to support each other, but there has to be some kind of a give and take, capacity building, capital building, and more importantly, community building. So me as an individual building these three organizations, I had to make sure that my thought process or my vision or the way I work with all these different individuals, I adapt to their leadership. I change my leadership style to meet the mandate of three different organizations that I work with. Scaling up. 2024, BMG Canada is growing. I shared with all of you before I left for India that we organized an event in March to bringing in the entire academic and business community together for supporting the mandate that we have it. And for all the work that we have been doing it, last week, City of Brampton gave us an inspirational award under their Citizen Award category for being an organization which is supporting the community, which is supporting. Now, I'm in India. But this is where the leadership thing is. I requested my team members that, hey, you should go and you should receive the award, because at the end of the day, BMG is not me. BMG is being run by a group of volunteers. So this wonderful team went there to receive the Citizen Award or Inspirational Award from the City of Brampton. So BMG Canada is now on a path, on a journey to scale up their operations. While I am setting up or scaling up the operations of BMG in India, after having laid the foundations in 2023, we are now offering services, programs, educational sessions. We brought the community together to help them understand what the overall vision and purpose is. And at PCC, Punjabi Chamber of Commerce, after having laid the foundation in 2023, we celebrated the businesses that have been doing a wonderful work in the community. We brought the community together. We celebrated their achievement. It was an event which was attended by close to 500 people in person and was one of the highest attended event in the GTA. Our mandate is to build the biggest business association of GTA in the near future. So in summarize, this is my understanding of the situational leadership is adapt our styles to motivate and encourage the cooperation of the team, learn to be fluid in the leadership style based on the business needs, develop the skills of persuasions, gain the trust of those you work with, develop problem-solving skills. When I'm building BMG India or PCC Toronto, I can't tell you how many challenges I went through it too. Ego issues, that's a separate conversation. Develop the coaching skills, but more importantly, keeping the emotions as neutral, because as I said, in culture, what you say, you may not mean it, but what people may think or people may hear it is different. So we have to keep our emotions very neutral. Okay, seek first to understand before to be understood. That's the analogy that I have it. That's all from my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Dinesh. The speech you provided us with information on setting up a foundation, and congratulations on your award. We now move on to our fourth speaker, Mrinal Ghosh. And before inviting him, I will call his speech evaluator, Irene Sadia, to share the purpose statement for Mrinal's speech. Irene?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Hello, everyone, and hello, Mrinal. Mrinal is presenting a level 4 speech of the Visionary Communication Pathway. The purpose of Mrinal's speech is for him to communicate a change to a group that is affected by that change. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Irene. Mrinal Ghosh? Bridging the gap, bridging the gap. Mrinal Ghosh.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I'll discuss with all of you one of the serious topics on leadership and management. Yes, change management. Just raise your hand when you all attended first time of meeting in the Zoom. How do you feel? Are you feel excited or are you feel nervous? Please raise your hand. Yes, I can see some of the expressions. It's happened. When changes happen, it is inevitable. It is daunting. People don't love to be changed. Similar way, I'll share one of the most important statistical data. When first time any manager is changed or entire system is changed, any new software is implemented in your workforce, what happened? We all are blamed to the management. What is doing? I'll share the study by the McKinsey shows that 70% of change initiative are failed for the management, for the leaders. But question is why change is required to becoming a better leader for innovations, but still why people are suffered. I think that is important. Let's say my example. Last year, I got promoted as a market access manager. It's a new term for the organization, for the rest of the employees. And I'm the indirectly taking care of the people of more than 200 people with different zones, different cultural and diversity background. Question is that when I first time interact with the local guys, they always ask me, sir, tell me my name only. Mrinal, what's your role? What's market access? Initially, I talk about, I use some jargon. Yes, the market access. My role is to penetrate our business. That's our role. And to increase the business for the organization. Person also not understand. I thought that they understand everything. Same thing happened. Once again, she asks, when I next time interact with you, I'm not understanding your role. I'm already working in my territory more than 30 years. What kind of support you try to bring? Then I understand the conflict. The conflict between the top management, the vision of the company, and the lower of the employee level. They are not understood. Why? Why there is a gap? There's a lot of gap. So then I understand it's time to understand each and every individual. So I segregate it in 3 parts. One is important thing is that clarity and consistency. So I try to interact with the teams in different locations on regular interval and try to understand the vision for the company. Because what happened, as per the Gallup study, only 13% employees are well associated with the company's strategies and visions. So whenever I interact with the team, first I share my purpose. And purpose for you, what is the mutual benefit or what is the catalyst we can work together for our organization goal. Second thing, consistency. We have different projects in different areas. So I'll try to connect one at a time with entire team, starting from the mid management to top management, and then elaborate about the project details. And I am continually taking feedback. When I connect with the individual, then I understand. Then some people still they are not try to connect the organization purpose. So as a role, you should know with empathy and active listening. You should understand what actually you want to try to bring to the organization culture, into the diversity. So I try to connect with one-to-one, because for me, I think human connection is the most crucial aspect as a leader when you change anything to the organization. Because initially, what happens, there's a gap, resistance from the employee, and also you may not get support from the top management when new thing implement for any organization. So that part we need to be very careful. And another thing is I learned through my work experience with my new job experience is all about the involvement and engagement. You thoroughly engage with the project, with the peoples, with the colleagues, different cross-functional team, from the top management to the bottom management, and try to communicate effectively. You always try to engage them. Even a study also suggests in the Harvard Business Review 2021 September edition, it shows that if you engage with your employees on day-to-day basis, productivity is increased by 2.5 times, my friends. So that is important. So anything new change from your new role, normally it's happened to anyone. When suppose we have a new boss in our organization, normally we are not able to access that. I don't know, good or not bad, we don't know anything. We have a lot of conflict. But for that, I think 3 things is very much important. You should have a proper clarity of what you want to do in your current role, and your consistency follow-up, consistency engagement with the employee. Second, your empathy and listening to the organization entire. I'm talking about the top to bottom employees. And third is involvement and engagement are very, very crucial. If you do that, then what happens? Leaders communicate change effectively. They can bridge the gap between confusion to understanding. A resistance, people may accept you. And also failure becomes your success on daily routine. So with that, what I gained, just few months before I got awarded the Cultural Diversity Awarded. Because of that, I united one team, and growth for our area is amazing. More than 160% growth in territory. So I got awarded among 5,000 employees. And that is possible. I try to connect with each and every individual, try to understand their gap, and I try to bridge the gap between the top management and bottom management. And I play the role as a catalyst. That's why I'm able to succeed. What do you think?
Thank you, Mrinal, for your information on change, bridging the gap. You provided some valuable information for bridging the gap. Thank you for that. And now we're moving on to a 5th and final speaker, Lydiah Wanjiku. Before inviting Lydiah, I will call upon her speech evaluator, Angeli Wesson, to share the purpose statement for Lydiah's speech. Angeli?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Claudette. Our member, Lydiah Wanjiku, is actually giving us an icebreaker so we can be able to be introduced to our wonderful member. hailing from Nigeria. She is coming in and making sure that we understand with her speech, it is never too late. She has asked for me to evaluate specifically on her intonation and gestures. Let's see what happens. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Angeli. Lydiah, Wanjiku, icebreaker, icebreaker. Lydiah, Wanjiku.
Looking around. I used to look around. And what I was seeing? Green. Green. The air, fresh. No pollution. The place used to be very clean. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I grew up in Kericho. That is in Kenya. And that place, they grow a lot of tea. What you can see, it's not a field full of grass. It is all tea from Kericho. And why am I talking about tea? Because Kenya is the third largest producer of tea. Followed after China. China produces 2.4 million tons of tea, while Kenya is 522.92 million kilograms of tea. And when I used to be in Kericho, we had various communities. We were diverse and we coexisted very well. We blended very well. Guess what? Who are the pickers of the tea? It was women and children. 90% were women and children, 10 were men. As I grew up, that stuck in my mind. And I was asking myself, where are these men? They were in big towns, working in the offices. What crossed my mind was, when I grow up, I want to go and work in those offices where men are working. And also during that particular time when you were at home, my family, we used to do a lot of farming, and we had seasons whereby we could plant vegetables, we could plant many various types of vegetables. So if at all you wanted to make vegetables, you run to the farm, go get your vegetables, onions, run to the farm. I never saw a fridge. We never used to have fridge because everything was available. Fast forward, I finished school and I went to look for a job. My first job, I saw women working there and I was so happy and shocked as well to see women working there. I was asking myself, I thought it's only men were supposed to be in those offices. And I was so moved and I felt very good to see women working there. And I went to my mom after my first pay. And I told my mom, you know what? We have other women who are working there. The only thing my mom had not told me was that even women work in the offices because of the socialization of girls in those areas. They grow up, what they see, it is what they think that happens outside. As time moved, that passion I developed to help young girls when they are growing up, to have that change of mind. Whatever they are seeing on the ground, there is more that is happening outside. What did I do? I joined Nairobi University to do my master's on women governance. After I finished that course, I still felt it was not enough. I needed to have hands-on and feel that I'm giving back to the community. I joined the East African Women League. I'm feeling good. Women, we sit together. And also there are men also who are supporting us. And we put things together, funds together, and we're able to support some charity organizations. We're able to support girls who are less privileged. We are able to sit down with girls and give them stories. Stories are very powerful. Still, I found I needed again to do something else. There is the Kenya Horticultural Society. Again, they deal with beautification, flowers, trees. That picture that I grew up with, I started practicing. We go places, we plant trees, we again plant flowers, and I feel my passion is being fulfilled. Lately in the estate, we have a girls' club, and we get together, invite girls, and we are able to talk to them and give them stories of what to expect in life. In conclusion, fellow Toastmasters, what is that passion that you have? Because for me, I feel my passion is still not 100% complete, because that is why I'm here in Toastmasters. And also in the leadership speak, because I want to be a good communicator, a good leader, so that I'm able to communicate clearly to the women groups and also be a good leader. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Lydia. We got to know more about you. Thank you for sharing. Growing up on the farm, moving to the city, and the rest of your experiences. Thank you for sharing. Madam Timer, can we please have your report in the chat, please? And while we're waiting for that, I will ask our Zoom master to launch a poll so we can vote for the best effort speaker. So we can do that? Okay, here we are. Thank you very much. And the time is in the chat and we have voted. At this time, I will now introduce our general evaluator, Sunda Subaramian, who will conduct this portion of our meeting. Please help me welcome Sunda.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters of the Day. This we get started with our those who could be watching, observing, understanding how this is. Thank you so much. And I have a very beautiful, much able to value of this share with you. And we will start with our.
Can you check your sound somewhat? You're cutting in and out. I don't know if it's from my end.
Is it better now?
Yes, thank you.
So we will get started on a demonstration. But we get started with our evaluating toast. The toast was done by Mr. Mrinal. This Toastmaster Mrinal. You share your observations first.
Well, I was typing that I was not hearing very well, but okay. Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you because I was not hearing very well. Good day, dear fellow Toastmasters. To evaluate the toast from Rosie, and she asked that I evaluate the elements of a toast aligned with the film. So here we are. Rosie, what can I say? You took us on a ride from the BBC to an American burger tasting with stops at Nollywood and an instance of biryani, we can see the balance. Cultural diversity, cultural intelligence, therefore. Well, what else? We have witnessed an excellent delivery, delivered in a well-structured manner. And we love structure with clarity. We love clarity as well, and no inspiring toast. And to borrow your own words, you navigated seamlessly with ease, all with a balanced body language and a near to perfect hand gesture, harmoniously. What a toast. Well, what else can I add? Maybe a few anecdotes or personal stories could have been, say, a drop of gold that would have overflown our glasses. But that was really an amazing toast. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator. I am not hearing from my side. Strange. Sorry.
We're still not hearing. You want me to? Okay, what I can do, how about if I call our next evaluator for you? Who is? Do you want me to help? Okay, but I'll help out. I believe here our next evaluator is Hannah Schmidt, who will evaluate the TMOD. Am I correct? Hannah, go ahead, please.
Yes, it is correct. And I'll start. Okay. Good day, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Claudette. Wow, congratulations, Claudette. As Toastmaster of the Role actually starts way soon as the agenda appears in Easy Speak. And as early as Monday, maybe even earlier, the theme of the day was already displayed in the Easy Speak. For the person to raise the toast, the grammarian, and even for the person responsible for the thought of the day, they could rearrange and finalize their respective speeches. You and the educational speaker have done working diligently, relentlessly for the past 10 days in making this meeting a success. By Thursday, already everybody had this tick in accepting the role and as speakers. With a short yet extremely short, informative speech you gave your thoughts about the theme of the day. Indeed, a very diverse subject. Vocal variety, clear and audible to all. Your eye contact with the audience was good, yet I missed your contagious smile, Claudette. The audience awareness, thanks for introducing our role players and letting the audience know who they are and what their duty is. Your Zoom presence and your comfort level, you were extremely comfortable in being the TMOD. I didn't notice any anxiety or nervousness. You looked into the camera without any hiccups. You arranged for a replacement evaluator when they had difficulty in logging in, yet it all worked out perfectly. And you paid so much attention that everything runs smoothly. You gave a short introduction and a precise introduction of the speakers and introduced them to the audience. And you acknowledged the speaker with a short comment at the end of the speech. Claudette, I know I have a challenge for you. Show us your contagious smile that you always have There you are, you see it. And maybe put a bit more voice enthusiasm into speaking about the speakers and evaluators or the speakers. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, or Mr. GE. That is my comment.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hannah. And I'm back. Okay, thank you so much for that confirmation. This is the third mic I'm trying to use, and please excuse me for the hitch that I had here. One suggestion that I have to Toastmaster of the Day is we were not able to bring in the spotlight between the speaker and the evaluator when we do that introduction. That was missing for all the five speakers. So that I noticed. But why I'm doing it at the end, I don't know. It's kind of the postmortem I'm trying to do, but I should have told in the beginning. So maybe I should have shared that message to you in the chat. So that one was missing. That else it was all flawless for me, is what I felt like Toastmaster Hannah said. And yes, I could see some pressure that you are on this role, and that's where the smile was missing. And Toastmaster Hannah rightly mentioned it. So thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful execution of what you're doing here. We love it. I love a lot. Now I'm going to call on our next evaluator. This evaluator is a veteran who is going to evaluate our leadership speaker, Toastmaster Jyothi Thomas. And I call upon leadership speaker evaluator, Toastmaster Tony Bratschitsch. Toastmaster Tony.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, GE. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially you, Jyothi. Jyothi, the project you were tackling was to speak professionally. The topic was cultural diversity, and your admitted challenge that you were wrestling with was handling the technological issues. I'm going to talk about three things that I liked, one suggestion, and something I really loved. First, Jyothi, I thought your presentation was musical. You achieved a harmony of gestures, vocal variety, and your facial expression. You just brought everything together and you hit the right notes. Another thing I liked was your beautiful slides. They were very appropriate, easy to look at, and yet you were still the major focus of the presentation. And the third thing I liked was what some people call a speech quotient. Did your content match your context? Content, context. Well, the four pillars of strength of cultural diversity that you brought out met the topic of your project. Well done. One small suggestion. Your image, part of the presentation where we saw your face, I thought dimensional wise, it was maybe a bit too small. I thought that it'd be nicer for me to have seen a larger profile of your face and your gestures because of the harmony that I spoke about, that more would have been better. It's a small thing. It is a technological issue, a small one, because you handled the technology very well. Now, what I really liked was, in professional speaking, people will ask, what did the professional speaker talk about a day later? So did you connect with the audience? Did you connect with me? That I will remember tomorrow what you said? Well, the way you made me feel, I felt I was entertained, informed, inspired, and persuaded that truly cultural diversity brings many opportunities to us, more opportunities. And you brought that home with a clear two-word phrase, reach out. And today you reached out and delivered sweet music to my ears. Thank you, Jyothi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tony, for that wonderful evaluation. And yes, you rightly mentioned, I also have two observations. One is about the image, the presence of Toastmaster Jyothi. The second one is she was trying to reach out to the mouse, I guess, but maybe if you can use the slide changes or an mouse, which is a non-wired mouse, will help. Maybe that, I'm not sure, Toastmaster Jyothi. That's one I felt like enough. You're more trying to move your right hand and trying to change the slides. That alone I felt like enough. That can be improved. Let me know if I'm wrong. And now I'm calling on the first speaker, evaluator for the first speech from Toastmaster John Ojeifo. I call on the evaluator, first evaluator, Toastmaster Mohammed Asif. Toastmaster Mohammed Asif, please present your evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today, Toastmaster John Ojeifo made his speech using the rhyme as row, row, row your boat, and conveying this message to us that life is all about positive mindset and being happy, delightful, even when you are presented with challenges. Today, John Ojeifo, I heard your discussions with your mother around this rhyme of row, row, row your boat. You not only presented a vocal variety in terms of pitch, volume, and tone, but also you presented to us this meaningful message, a take-home message, that why we should really be enjoying despite the challenges from your personal story. Now, during this speech, I did hear multiple times the vocal variety. For example, when the projector broke down, and then that time where you mentioned about the characters slowed down, that voice about boom, the projector is dead. And that you had that fear when your mother came in. So I could feel those vocal variety. Now, while I felt the vocal variety, here is the thing which I was a bit missing in this whole speech was about the tone. And this tone, which I think many a times the speakers find it difficult, is when you are reading from or taking assistance of a script. And during that time, your mind and you are not immersed yourself in the character or the scene. So that emotions are not coming which you want to project. And this is one of the key aspects where the audience would feel, as like myself, I would feel more engaged and more connected. So this, my suggestion would be that while yes, the lyrics or the rhyme might be sometimes a bit difficult with the practicing of that, whatever needs to be spoken about, and you immersing yourself in that particular scene, the emotions will clearly flow through and you will be able to speak out that tone, and where you might be able to express your delight or your fear, and it will come more naturally to you. Overall, it was a very good use of your tone, pitch, and your vocal variety. I think you do definitely. I'm looking forward to be hearing more from you using this vocal variety and body language. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Asif, on bringing those observations very rightly said, and Toastmaster John Ojeifo. It was a very good connection between the song and the life lesson that you're trying to bring in through your mother and how it helped you. two things that I want to mention to you is, one, you staying close to the camera. So we missed out your hand gestures, many of your hand gestures. You stayed close to the camera. So there's also one other time you had that feedback to stay away from the camera so we'll be able to see your hand gestures, at least at the elbow level. That's one. The second one is your eye contact was missing because you are taking help of the script. That at that moments we started missing, which again, like mentioned by Mr. Asif, the emotion part, the syncing of emotion and the message that you want to convey was not coming out. And you could have also asked us to sing along with you. Right? At the end of it, there was some 10, 20 seconds, we could have sing along with you, make us feel it, that we could have connected more. So that's my feedback that I will share with you. Thank you so much, Mr. Asif, for bringing it out. So now I call on the second evaluator to just share the observations about second speaker, Toastmaster Carine Baptiste speech. Toastmaster Nurul Munwara, please share your observation.
To General Evaluator, Toastmaster, and especially Carine, very good day to all of you. Yes, pause for thoughts. You started your speech with pause. So I was watching TMOD, she was, repeating pause, pause. So it looks, everyone were very thrilled about the speech, and the objective is for people to understand the unfamiliar topic or new topic, and people make Toastmasters engage in your speech. Carine, I would say you had really made it, I would say. Because when you talk about the pets, I think most of the audience are having the pets and they really love pets, of course, which is not my thing. I really don't like any pets and I don't have pets, but I can't have pets because I have 5 children at home. And so with regard to your speech, yes, you made everyone understand, everyone engaged in the topic. Why? The reason is you brought a lot of statistical figures from the research. I think everyone loved pets, but nobody would have gone through that much detail about the pets, how many pets are there in each country, because UK, and how they have declared as a day for a dog or cat or whatever the pets, and how they brought that day team up to do certain things. Yes, you told about the how the pets can be used in fundraising. So on the day of the pets, you can bring walk the dog, walk the cat, or something like that. That walk can be utilized to team up and collaboration and to bring charity funds, etc. So you told about the benefits of having pets, and also you also pointed out the issues that pets brings to this community and the places, like barking foods and so many things. But your content was good. You brought a lot of neat information to your speech that I really liked a lot. Thank you, Carine, for that information. What I suggest is to make the improvement, to improve your speech, you could have started with a story. If you have pet at home, you could have brought a story about the pet, some sort of unforgettable incident or whatever it is. Or maybe if you don't have a pet, you could have brought a story from your friend or some of the colleagues or one of your relatives. And you could have started with the story, and you could have brought the statistic into the speech that would have really made a huge impact in your speech. So your content was very good, and you could have brought a story into the speech that could have made a huge impact in your story. In summary, you did a wonderful speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nurul Munwara, for that evaluation. hope it was very helpful to you, Toastmaster Carine. I have two observations that I want to share with you. One is about the blurred background wasn't quite helpful, Toastmaster Carine, and the second one is maybe use of slides would have helped. 3-4 slides about the pigs and how it was for them. And these two alone, I wanted to take care of the next one. But your Zoom presence has improved from the last time that I know when you gave a speech. But still, it should have been improved. Scope for improvement on that. That I will move on to our next speech evaluation. This is the third speech done by Toastmaster Dinesh Sharma. I call on Toastmaster Brahm to share his observations on the speech.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, especially Dinesh Sharma. I was honed in on team collaboration level 5 speech 1, which is present a speech reflecting on a minimum of 6-month experience as a leader and the impact of 360 evaluation. That's what I was honed in on. That's what I was listening for. Let's go to your speech and what you presented today. I always look at the end and what was your ending of the speech. And from your ending of the speech, I try and reflect on what were you trying to do, whether you were trying to inspire, inform, instruct, negotiate, persuade, motivate us. What were you doing? You were informing us because this is a report type of speech. You were reporting on your experiences, and your experience is as a situational leader because it is lead in any situation, perfectly chosen title, situational leadership. Very well done there. You began your speech with, however, talking about you were part of 3 advanced Toastmasters club in 3 different districts. That was not necessary to the speech at all. But how I liked is that your passion for building communities and you partake in many organizations. The 3 C's: capacity to build, capital building, and community building. Very well said, well done. And so we were listening for situational leadership and lead in any situation. And we saw the slideshows with different slides with so many different points. We could just read them ourselves. So I'm not sure why the slides were there. You could sort of have missed them out. Overall, we heard a lot about how you deal with in India and in Canada, the situational leadership and how BMG is growing big. We always hear about BMG in your speeches. The summary slide was all about the 7 points: adapt, learn, develop, gain, and neutral emotions that are needed in situational leadership. Now, coming to the main crux of the objective and the purpose of the speech was to get a 360-degree evaluation. I didn't hear that at all. I don't think there was a 360-degree evaluation that you've taken from the different groups that you worked with. That would have been fantastic. That would have really hit to the core of the message of what this is all about: team collaboration and the leading in situation and taking a 360-degree evaluation. What really hit home was when you mentioned that there's egos involved, but they said that's for another conversation. Actually, that was the reason why you should have done the 360-degree evaluation, to see how your team sees you, how and what it is that the feedback they're giving you, positive and for growth, that would have sort of addressed that situation actually. And you actually sort of brushed it aside and under the carpet. And that is actually why we need to be vulnerable here and learn from it with our fellow Toastmasters. As far as your slides were concerned, like I said, slides were not really necessary in this particular speech. You are using them as a crutch, I believe. You were standing and looking down at the computer, so your Zoom presence, lighting and sound was good, but the camera angle was not right. The camera angle should have been better. And your voice was monotonous and should have been improved. So in the overall summary, I should have really liked to see the 360-degree evaluation, really that would really thrown light on how you are doing as a leader, more than anything else, and as well as your Zoom presence would have been great. Otherwise, of course, the chosen subject, situational leadership and cultural intelligence, perfectly well done. Thank you so much, Dinesh. Look forward to your next one.
Thank you so much, Mr. Brahm, on that. You were bang on to that. I did see that the point of 360-degree was missing. This speech had that possibility of blending it and say, this is what has happened. And when I applied 360-degree, the feedback that we got, that I actually mentioned, yes, eye contact was missing and the background was also mismatching. And we saw more about the presentation, the depth, and less of you, Toastmaster Dinesh Sharma. maybe how Toastmaster Jyothi did. You should have tried that presentation mode. That would have helped. Either I was able to see you or I was able to see the presentation, which was not helping me to get the crux of what you were trying to say. But rightly summarized by Toastmaster Brahman. And yes, we look forward for your speech with these inputs. Thank you so much. And we go on to our fourth speaker, evaluation of sports speaker. The sports speaker was Toastmaster Mrinal Ghosh. And I call on his evaluator, Toastmaster Carine to share our observations.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Mrinal, thank you for your speech. I will tell you what I enjoyed and point of suggestion or improvement. I enjoyed your gestures. I enjoyed your vocal variety and your facial expressions, especially when you asked us the question about how uncomfortable we feel when we get into a Zoom call and you came close to the screen. So that drew me in. I felt like you were talking to me. And I remembered my first Zoom experience and how I felt. And you also waited for us to respond. So well done on that. I also enjoyed the fact that you used a personal story. Personal stories endeared us to a speaker, and it endeared me to you. So I really enjoyed that. What else did I enjoy? That you very clearly identified the problems and you identified the solution to those problems. But what I will suggest, or what I found missing, Mrinal, is how that change would affect us or affect the people you were communicating the change to. So I did not hear that. And so overall, I enjoyed your speech. Definitely your gestures were great. Your facial expression were great. I like the fact that you used a personal story. But if you could just very clearly show us how that change was going to affect the people you were communicating to. Overall, well done. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Carine. Yes, the impact of it, right? Who is the beneficiary and whether the benefit has been conveyed or they felt it, that was missing. And one is exceeding time. Second one, the background wasn't contributing, right? It was more of a black color background it was. So it was not contributing to the change management or any colors that what to bring in, or the theme of it, right? Or the speech of yours is not coming out of that. That I was looking for something as a, or even as a deck. Some presentations would have helped, kind of what it is that you're trying to do, who the people are. Because you're speaking about the numbers and why it is very important for them, and you being the person trying to convey the change and the benefit of it, of course. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for right observations given by Mr. Carine. And yes, take care of the time. We did elongate it to an extent. It was a very good speech on change. Now I call on the fifth speaker Toastmaster Lydiah's evaluation. This fifth evaluator is Toastmaster Angeli, Wesson. Please share your observations on Toastmaster Lydiah's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Lydiah, your speech has actually inspired me to actually change my background because you talked so much about tea. And because your speech was so wonderful, and you had me look into the magic of your 4 to 6 minute speech of gestures and intonation, you gave me the hardest part of trying to evaluate something that was already so beautiful. It's, as a sales trainer, I always had further problems when it's somebody at a 4 and 5, because it's only nuance at this point. But I changed it so that way it is easier for you to see. Your gestures are amazing. I love how you use this is called the double pinch to be able to give information. And even when you said that it grows, you naturally opened your hands and it talked with you in your speech. I even loved the intonation of your words, tea, through. I loved it. The issues that I was doing and seeing over here, I purposely changed it to the Zoom background because in the intonations, when you started moving your hands, do you see how the fingers disappear in the Zoom background? Okay. And as a fellow Toastmaster, I feel you have such a larger than life personality like me. We're almost kindred sisters in this way. But the diversity is that when you have these types of gestures and you don't know how your inspiring presence goes out of frame, we miss you. We miss you. Last but not least, your gestures were amazing and your inspiring presence came through. But girl, I'm right there with you. When it comes to the same gestures, just on Zoom and the tech camera angle, it does a whole bunch of changes to the audience side. For example, the same method that you so beautifully said, that it brought you back into your heart. This motion was so gorgeous, but because of the camera angle that you had, look what happens for the same gesture when you're larger than life. Same gesture, but the camera angle is giving a lot more emphasis on other things in your speech. In short, Lydia, your speech was amazing. Your gestures are beautiful, and your intonation, when you're using a Zoom background and you're having your camera angle, make sure that when you're larger than life, you're still within frame for us to understand you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Angeli, for bringing out some. The observation was really great, and I do have noted them. Thank you so much for what you want to see. You have conveyed it rightly. So helpful. And the Toastmaster Lydia, it is camera position is one. Other one is, we got to know more about the community, but less about you. Being an icebreaker speech, we want to know about you. Yes, it was there as a message, but it was more about the community was there. That's one I want to mention. And yes, the purposes, intonations and the gestures, it came out. And your topic had the content had that just because of the background that you had, that you spoke about it, made less about you and more about the other topics that you want to know about. That's how it was. And thank you so much. And with this, we complete the speech evaluations. We call on Toastmaster usually to kind of publish the timings in the chat. Evaluators timings.
Done.
Here we have it. Thank you so much, Toastmaster for that. And now I call on Toastmaster Rosie Rana to share our grammarian report.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. The word of the day today was used by almost everyone, and thank you very much, from Claudette, Jyothi, Mrinal, Dinesh, Lydiah, Mamadou, Angeli, Tony. So almost everyone at one time or another used the word of the day. So thank you very much for that. Things I particularly liked, whether it's phrases, sentences, and the like. Pseudonym, said by Jyothi, that's not commonly used. I thought that was really good. A smile takes you a mile. Lovely. When she was referring to different people within her family, she talked about having the united colors of Benetton. I thought that was wonderful. The Almighty is CQ. Awesome. John Ojeifo said, life is but a dream, suggests that life must be cherished. I like the fact that he uses suggests in that one. It sounded really good. Take your dog to work day by Carine. That's, look forward to that day one day. Tony said in his evaluation, you delivered sweet music to my ears. All of those sounded really good. Contrasts, failures can become your success one day. I like Dinesh saying, look more like partners and less like bosses. Triads by John Ojeifo, a beacon of positivity, determination, and love. So all of those were very good. What areas could we improve on in grammar? First, I think economy of language. Words like be able to are redundant. We are able to support girls. We are able to sit down. I am able to communicate clearly. Remove that. We can support girls. We can communicate clearly. The be able to is not necessary. Similarly, the word actually is not necessary. Somebody said, I think it was Angeli said, your speech inspired me to actually change my background. The word actually is not necessary. Secondly, pronunciations. Gesture, it should be gesture. Crucial, confusion, or organization, it's organization, crucial, confusion. I have a few more, but I see the red flag. So all in all, I would like to commend the use of grammar today. There are areas we can improve, but leadership speak definitely has high level of grammar. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rosirana, for the observations. It's very helpful. Yes, there are a lot. We are also observing it. Yes, please go ahead and vote for the evaluators. Thank you so much, Mr. Rosirana, for observations. And yes, many of us use the word diversity. Okay, I'll give you 15 seconds to make it faster. I did my voting. I'll share my quick observations from the beginning. The greeting done by Mr. Muhammad Asluddin, Toastmaster Muhammad, was great. And then the PPT check done by Toastmaster Brahma and Toastmaster Jyothi was also good. That was done very well. And essay messaging alone, when we read out the message, we see only the text, not the Toastmaster also on it. So we should be covering the camera, which was not happened. That one I observed. The other one is kind of the essay has to have to spotlight the speaker and the evaluator when the TMOD calls. So that was missing throughout the speeches. And a couple of speeches had exceeded their limits. Maybe they have to practice it. Is what my thoughts are. Beyond that, when you look at Toastmaster Angeli and Toastmaster Brahm's energy they brought in when they did the speech, the evaluation, that was wow, it was. And my tone itself is not great today. I will try to improve on it and I pick it up from Toastmaster Brahm and Toastmaster Angeli. Overall, the meeting really happened well from the greeting till now. Great presentation, great execution, great contribution. The other observation that I noted is that we were around 28 members, and out of 28, when the leadership speech is happening and the other speakers are speaking, 8 of them were not on their camera. It was just their name was listing there. Right? So I will request members to be on camera, be present and listen to them. Because that will encourage. Not being on camera, it's somewhere I feel like, not the right thing to do, as we mutually respect each other. That's one I want to share here. Beyond that, nothing much. We did a great job here. Thanks to all the role plays and for the team. My team was general evaluation team. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Claudette.
Thank you very much, Sunda, for conducting this session. It was helpful. Thank you. So this time I'll invite Yusli to present the thought of the day.
Sorry. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Greeting, colleague Toastmasters and guests. My thought on the meeting is today we really had a wonderful meeting, an inspiring theme that invites all of us to do a self-assessment about our own bias regarding cultural intelligence. And since the beginning, the Toastmaster of the Day set the tone by her words, by defining the theme of the meeting and by bringing some powerful tips to help us work on our emotional intelligence. And the leadership speaker, through her speech, encourage us. It's like a raising awareness about our cultural understanding and how to adapt to others' culture, and encourage us as well to take action. And through all the speeches, we can see the importance of this theme, because all of our speakers, they are come from different backgrounds, and we can hear that through all the speeches. With Carine, talk about the pet that is not actually for all of us. And we have John about the song Life is about a dream, and we had Mrinal, Dinesh, and Lydiah, and we are learning from each other, from everyone cultures. Everybody in this meeting brings something else, and all the evaluators, they are from different background as well, from the speakers. It's an exchange today, and here we are practicing cultural intelligence through this meeting. That is a wonderful meeting, and I will leave you with a quote. Cultural intelligence is not about erasing cultural differences, but finding common ground and leveraging diverse perspective. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Usley. Diversity is one of our strengths in leadership speak. At this time, I believe it's a Zoom master or the PR master who will post the best effort speaker and the best effort evaluator for us, please.
That is not available this week.
Okay, so that's fine. So
unless Ray is here and
yeah, I'm ready to display them.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
Ray, thank you.
Thank you. While he does that, I guess I could do my conclusion instead of just in the interest of time. So as we conclude our meeting today, let us be more open-minded, flexible, patient, educate ourselves about other cultures, listen actively, and ask for feedback from our diverse group, which we have here, as we aim to become better self-directed and culturally intelligent leaders. In preparation for this meeting, I worked closely with our education speaker, Jyothi. Thank you very much for the information that you provided before and during the meeting. And we got to know each other much better, and we built a stronger relationship. And that's just an example of being culturally intelligent. And I thank you very much. I thank everyone who attended the meeting today and who were role players, who were working in front of the scene and behind the scene to make this meeting a success. Thank you all. And I now pass control of the meeting to our president, Asif, to conclude the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Claudette Thomas, for enlightening us about our today's theme of cultural intelligence. Yes, Leadership Speak has members from 24 countries, and that's what it stands for, giving you a platform to understand culture from various parts of the globe and become culturally intelligent so that you are able to connect with members from all over the globe and project your message in such a way that it touches their heart to a global audience. So that is what Leadership Speak stands for as a platform. Now, being a leader, obviously we are in a connected world, and that is where we need to continuously learn about different cultural aspects, right from the east to the west, learn about what would be a kind of a cultural aspects which would be, we can call it as globally acceptable, because there is nothing such as like the best of the culture. I call it in business sense all the time is who is your audience or your customer, and then knowing your customer's cultural aspects will put you into a strong foothold wherein you can connect with your customer and audience, and once you are engaged with them, definitely the business flows in, and also you will be able to pursue it being a leader. Now, thanks very much our today's educational speaker, Toastmaster Jyothi Thomas for enlightening us on this subject of cultural intelligence, and also thanking General Evaluator Sonder for adding value added his comments on our evaluation session. Thankfully, today, we have so many of our audience who connected with us. There were a few audience left out, maybe, I think so, because of some, I believe that, maybe the Zoom meeting invite would not have been received by them. We take it as a learning lesson and go ahead. Most importantly, I again want to reiterate that we are continuously learning, and we are in a learning phase. Toastmasters is all about experimenting and learning. So this was an excellent theme, apt for leadership speak. And I believe that we look forward to continuously learn on various aspects of leadership in our various meetings, which we are going to discuss upon. Today's meeting was an excellent theme, which is directly connecting with our leadership USP, unique selling proposition, wherein we want to present a platform for being able to speak to a global audience. Thank you very much, all the members, for making this meeting a success. I wish all the members more success in the leadership and communication journey. With this, we are going to adjourn this meeting, and I'll request the Zoom master to stop the recording.